So I'll start it.
Yeah.
So we'll start the whole thing with you.
Yeah.
So how are you gonna call it?
Heads.
Heads is who?
Winner.
For you?
For intro.
So if it's heads, you're gonna do the intro. Tails, I'm gonna do the intro. It's you.
So
You're
I do
gonna-
the
You
intro?
were doing the intro for Minecraft today.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, let's do a countdown. Matt and Mike's Matinee. Welcome, guys. Today we're talking about Minecraft.
Yes, Minecraft. And I think do you want me to introduce the movie, or as also because of the flip, should you also do the intro to the Minecraft
We were not prepared for
as
that.
a movie? What do you think?
We
So-
were not prepared for
Okay.
that.
I'll lead in. Okay,
Yeah, that
I'll
sounds
lead in
good.
this time. But in the future, this may be something
I like
deal
that.
with.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah.
so Minecraft is a movie directed by Jared Hess, who is most famous for directing Napoleon Dynamite, Nacho Libre, and a handful of movies. The story is by a lady named Alison Schroeder, who wrote Frozen 2 and Christopher Robin before this movie. So
Interesting.
yeah, and
Interesting.
and so
I
is.
can definitely see Napoleon Dynamite in this movie.
Mm-hmm. In what way? What's the most obvious kind of Napoleon inspiration in your opinion?
Just how kind of like off the wall some of the things that they do.
Yeah.
It seems too like a lot of the actors were given freedom, especially Jack Black, to kind of just do the Jack Black thing.
Yeah, I think that I think the most Napoleon is the Jennifer Coolidge character storyline with the romance with the villager. I think that is like that is like the most like uncomfortable kind of
Yes.
Napoleon Dynamite
Yes.
cringe kind of in
Very
the movie. I think
uncomfortable.
that's like very much very so. So, but Minecraft, of course, is a movie based on the super world famous game Minecraft.
Absolutely.
And
bro,
so are you a Minecraft fan?
bro, like middle school me, whenever that Minecraft title was announced, trailer was dropped, middle school me inside was hopping
Yeah.
and screaming and is so excited.
Yeah.
And I think that energy kind of carried with me in through the experience of the movie,
Yeah.
because I remember Minecraft, and I'm about to age myself a little bit, but I remember
Yeah.
Minecraft back when it was just creepers and grass blocks. Like,
Yeah.
sitting in the lunchroom, my friend came up to me and was like, "Hey, have you ever heard of this new game called Minecraft?
Yeah.
It was made from a 24-hour gaming competition." And he's like, "It's like as much as you want to pay." So I paid like $5 for it and played it. I was like, "This is fun, but it could definitely use a lot of things." And then like the next week, he's like, "Hey, they added zombies," and it's like now it's like almost a whole
That was the
world
game changer.
itself.
Yeah, it was the game changer. Yeah. Back when the zombies though used to be able to like punch you
It was
with armor and kill you.
It was
They're
just-
way scarier back in the old days.
Absolutely.
Minecraft, yeah.
you heard that iconic noise, which Minecraft has a lot of iconic
Mhm.
sounds.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then you'd be like, "Okay, where's it at? Don't want to do this. Don't want to do this."
Yeah. I think that's the deal, and I think the movie, kind of jumping ahead a little bit, does play its Minecraft's audio cues very well. It use them very smartly, I think.
Absolutely.
I had a little bit of an exposure to Minecraft. Obviously, I played it myself. One of my friends was the one who introduced me. He found it, and then he showed it to me back once again in the old days. Maybe not quite the creeper grass block days. I was pretty much introduced to it at the time where there were always zombies.
You're
running
also
around.
younger than me, so
Just a little bit. But the thing is that I played it, and then what happened was I was one of those Terraria kids, those evil Terraria kids that I didn't experience Minecraft until after I had experienced Terraria.
Gotcha.
So and Terraria, in my opinion, took a lot of the building blocks to Minecraft and just really
Took off with
expanded
it.
on it, and then they started influencing each other, and then the rest is
Yeah.
history. So
Yeah.
so I didn't have quite the connection to Minecraft. I think that a lot of people do,
Mhm.
even though it was a game I played a lot, with my friends and family. I'm not a huge mega fan.
Yeah.
So
I can understand that.
so the fact that there was a movie coming out with the IP attached to it didn't really necessarily excite me the same way
Okay.
I think other people would be
Okay.
excited about it. But the thing is that I was still like, hey, a lot of people are liking this movie. There's it had a really big fan reaction.
Yes.
Almost to a negative degree, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was
because
a lot
we
going
know
on with
yeah,
Chicken Jockey.
Chicken Jockey and the messes and the that they were creating in these theaters.
Don't do that.
People really hate this movie, especially theater workers.
Yeah, yeah.
Quite a bit, and I can't blame them. We were lucky. I mean, we were in a packed theater, but we had a very respectful crowd.
We had an awesome experience, and I think that the crowd really boosted my experience watching the movie.
Yeah, and in fact, actually, I have a few friends of ours that went and they hated the movie,
Yeah.
but I figured out that they watched it in an empty theater. They were the only ones in there.
Oh, wow.
And it was just so
Yeah.
they missed out on
that
all
energy.
of that energy, and they were saying that it was very likely that was the causation of at least the fun factor being missing.
Okay.
Because the shared energy, the shared
Yeah.
fun,
Oh.
was there was none of that, and I can kind of understand that because
As soon as Steve hit the screen and the crowd went, "My name is Steve," I was like, "Here we go! This is a great crowd to be watching this with."
Yeah.
And then they throughout the whole movie, they were just hitting the cues on top of it. It was, to me, this movie was so fun.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think about it, buddy?
So I had less fun than you.
Yeah,
obviously.
you were sitting right behind me, and I would look up every once in a while at you, and I would see like your like expression. You're like, "God, what am I doing here?"
Yeah.
And me and everybody else over here like, Jack Black's writing Jason Momoa right now.
Yeah.
I never thought I would see this in 2025.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's tough to say. So let's get into the nitty gritty. I think that this movie is a fun movie.
absolutely.
But I think that fun and humor is kind of in the eye of the beholder. Okay?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So what's fun and humorous to certain people aren't to everybody. And for me, I couldn't connect to the fun and the energy. It kind of made me feel like I was like some grumpy, stuck-up Ebenezer Scrooge kind of guy, in the theater. But because everybody's, seemed to be having so much more fun than me.
Aww.
And I tried to think about why it is, and I don't know if it's just for me, the movie didn't have. It's hard for me to turn my brain off when I'm watching something, is the problem. And while we can say this is like a dumb fun movie, they're not supposed to really analyze, I can't help it. And for me, the movie has a lot of things in it I didn't like very much. I think that a lot of the characters in the movie are pointless in this movie. Not Steve and not the garbage man, but the kid, the sister, and the woman who's like the realtor agent.
Yeah,
they're not really given very much to do at all in this movie.
You're
If
right.
it was just a bromance movie between Steve and the garbage man, I think it would have been a better. It would have been a stronger experience.
I can see that.
The other thing is that I did not laugh very much at all for any of the jokes.
Oh,
Like almost nothing was funny, so that hurts a movie that is supposed to be
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
So then you're kind of like, well, what am I watching it for? I'm watching it for the action, but the movie's not really a movie that's supposed to be like challenge the audience.
No.
There's not really any stakes because it's obviously a movie made for younger audiences.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem with that is that there's no like danger, there's no stakes, there's no tension, there's no character development really. Not really. I mean, a little bit for the garbage man, like who's the standout in the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But as soon as we get into Minecraft land and all the shenanigans happen, for me, it's just like it just was kind of I just kind of coasted through, just like kind of like waiting for something to like impact me.
Yeah.
And nothing really did outside of like two scenes, which I did like the scene at the end with the main character, the main villain, Malgosha.
Mm-hmm.
The scene where she tries to stab Steve with the knives.
Yeah, that joke.
That was really good.
That bit was really funny.
And just for the audience, so they're just aware, because it's not that big of a spoiler. She just kind of like is lying about wanting to tell Steve something, and Steve comes up to her to try to to try to like she's like, okay, well, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. She tries to stab him with a knife, and he slaps out of her hand.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay, for real.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
had to try.
stab
You can't really blame me for trying. And he's like, okay. He's like, for real, I got to tell you something. And she goes close, and she pulls out another knife, and then he slaps out of that hand.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty fun, but yeah, it's just hard. It makes it hard to talk about a movie like this in detail when so little of it impacted you. And that's kind of where I'm sitting at, really.
Yeah. So here's the thing that I kind of understand about you is like you like to spend your time in something that's going to be worth your time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Minecraft is designed for that.
Well, also, I don't want to be too harsh on it because the movie's obviously succeeding. Like let's also be frank.
Okay.
If we compare this to the Electric State,
It's
okay. Well, the thing is about the Electric State is Electric State fails at what it's doing.
Yeah.
And we could see that in the amount of people that watched it, who liked it. I mean, it was almost nobody knows about or talks about this movie.
Correct.
I mean, it's gone.
About the Electric State.
It was just Electric State was just, I mean, almost silent dropped. I mean,
Yeah.
who even knew
It was on
out?
Netflix, and somebody was just like, "Hey,
That was it.
Millie Bobby Brown and Star-Lord's in it."
Yeah. So Minecraft is like a movie where you're supposed to go to the theater with your friends. You're having a good time, and that's what it's designed for.
Mhm.
And if we look out, in the world, we look out in the theater even that we're in, and we just saw
God,
everybody
it was
doing
so
it.
fun.
I mean, everybody was doing that.
Yeah.
So I think that based on that alone, we know the movie succeeded at what it was doing. I think the issue belies on what it was doing. Like the objective of the movie was not one that I want, but it doesn't mean the movie doesn't have value or it's a waste of people's time. It's more like they set out to make a movie that was low stakes, low
high energy.
like high energy, low stakes, no tension, nothing to
Yeah.
challenge the audience.
Yeah.
And just making something like that, and then it doesn't do anything for me personally, because that's not what I look for
Yeah.
in cinema.
Yeah.
So
There's nothing wrong with that.
And but it's not like I can't like a fun movie, but I feel like in order for me to like a movie that is just dumb fun, it's got to go way above in the action, or
Okay.
like you have to make something like Rush Hour, which
Yeah,
has
yeah.
which
Yeah.
is really funny, and the stunt work and the stuff is just really crazy.
But Rush
movie
Hour
is
is
just-
also more a mature movie.
It's
you
true.
know?
In this movie, it feels so. Yeah, the
But-
investment was very low for me in anything that was going on ever in the movie,
Yeah.
and that's just where I'm at.
What's your rating?
I mean, to be fair, I think I can't give it anything lower if we're being realistic than a 4.
Okay.
I have to say it's a 4 because
Yeah.
I do think it's a mediocre movie. It
Yeah.
doesn't, because I feel like a lot more could have been done with it for it to work out for me.
Absolutely.
It's not
Yeah.
what I want the average movie experience to be.
Uh-huh.
So I have to say it's mediocre, but I can't say it's bad or awful. It's clearly a rung above the
Yeah.
Electric State. So
Yeah.
obviously it's got to be a 4.
Yeah. Man.
But where are you at? 'Cause I know you like the movie way more than me.
So I had a lot of fun with this movie. I gave it a 7.
Mm-hmm.
It is a kids movie, and just like the game Minecraft, it's kind of what you get out of it. Like what you put in, you get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
If you go into Minecraft and you just dig down to the very bottom of the world and just like mine 3 blocks all around you in a circle, you might still enjoy yourself, but you're not getting the full impact.
Mm-hmm.
For me, seeing the things that I grew up on and seeing how Minecraft has changed the culture of like a lot of our youth and stuff like that on screen with some really fun actors like Jason Momoa and Jack Black. It was a blast. I'm still singing Steve's Lava Chicken to this day.
Yeah.
Like we'll go to the house with the kids.
Yeah.
and,
Do you know that actually made it on the UK music charts?
That's
Like,
amazing.
Like I think it topped it actually.
That's amazing.
Which is really wild.
I love it. I love it. Like it's because Minecraft is such a positive movie.
Yeah.
And in a culture right now, in a cinema right now that is really focused on horror movies and like tense, depressed movies and stuff like that.
or movies that are just like so sarcastic and ironic and just kind of it is nice to just be like, hey, have a little bit of fun and make a lighthearted movie that is supposed to be just a feel good experience.
Exactly.
It's fine. Yeah.
And so I give it props for that.
Mm-hmm.
It knows what it's doing. It's not trying to make itself into anything in particular, right? But it's saying, Jack Black, do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up with Jack Black, we don't really see him on the theater much anymore.
Yeah.
So seeing him in his prime, like doing his thing, was wonderful.
Yeah.
And here's what I kind of didn't like, right?
Mm-hmm.
The beginning of the story, right, was setting up for a lot of things that never got resolved.
Yeah.
So it's almost kind of like, here's the real world. We all kind of live in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
We do live in the real world. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to set that up.
Yeah.
I feel like the movie would have been stronger if it just leaned more into the Minecraft bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe just started it gung-ho with, here's Minecraft, let's ride, guys.
No, I agree, especially whenever we consider it takes so much time in the real world to set up, the characters, but then they don't like let the characters really do much in the plot. I mean, even the main kid, what do you think the main the message of Minecraft is? Do you think there was a central message?
Yeah,
of the movie?
absolutely. The main message was, being weird is cool.
Yeah.
But that's what it is.
Yeah.
So being different and being creative has its place.
Right. But I think that I would agree, but I think that the main that message is delivered more from Steve's character than the kid.
Yeah.
Which makes you wonder why the kid's there. I mean, I understand why the kid's there, because it's a movie targeted towards kids, and they have to have someone there to relate to. So, and that's probably why they put the human characters in, because they wanted somebody in the audience to be like, oh, well, you could be this kid or this or the sister or whatever, whatever character.
Yeah.
But I still think it's a little. I think, but I think it's unfortunate because they take so much time in the real world to set up these people, and then they don't. They're not. They don't deliver the message. The kid kind of does. I mean, I would say that he's at least has a reason for being there, but some of the other characters really don't.
No, I 100% agree with you there.
So I'm agreeing with you that if it just like got rid of some of those extra characters that aren't necessary for the plot.
Yeah.
And then they just increase the stuff in Minecraft land more.
Yeah.
And focus more on that. It probably would have even been a better movie.
It would have definitely gone up. Now, I wonder if there's going to be a second one.
I don't think that there's a possibility of there not being one. This movie,
it did so well,
crazy well,
good.
and then in the end, it teased a second movie. I mean, I can see, and I think Jack Black had enough fun that I think he would be
absolutely
on board for a second one. This might end up being like Jim Carrey and Sonic.
No,
imagine I have Jack Black just doing these Minecraft sequels for who knows how long.
Yeah, which would be fun.
Yeah,
I mean, Sonic is such a fun movie series because of Jim Carrey. Like, absolutely Jim Carrey all the way. He carries those movies.
Yeah,
and Jack Black pretty much carries his movie too. Now, I will say Jason Momoa does a really good job in it too. It's not something I'm used to seeing him in, but also
because he's kind of doing like the Rock thing. You know how The Rock
it was Tooth Fairy.
Well, he did the Tooth Fairy, and then like the Game Plan, and he did a bunch of these like kind of comedic roles where he kind of dunked on himself a little bit, and kind of put himself in these like comedic vulnerable roles. It's kind of like he's kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah, well,
I think John Cena did the same.
John Cena did the
as
same,
well,
but honestly, and this is completely tangent, but John Cena did fantastic in The Peacemaker.
Yeah.
And like he really stepped into that role really well. And
I haven't seen that. I've only seen the one movie, and it's escaping me at this moment, but it's the one where he's like the parent to a kid, and it's like all of these parents all are getting together because they all realize that their daughters are making up a plan of getting like losing their virginity at prom, and he's trying, and him and all these other parents are trying to like sabotage the prom night so they don't,
I know nothing about
to
this
protect
movie.
their kids.
I
Yeah,
know
I
nothing
watched
about
it.
this
I watched
movie.
it with a female friend of mine who was a fan of it, and it's a very stupid movie. But John Cena is playing a very different kind of character than what he usually does.
Interesting.
I wouldn't say it's a great movie. I wouldn't say go watch it. In fact, I'll maybe fact check myself here. Maybe we can also add that movie down here in the
We'll see.
in the center
Yeah,
here.
maybe
We'll see.
so.
Yeah.
I guess so.
I just like to create more work for you.
Yeah,
Michael,
you
know.
are. You're
Yeah.
putting. It's okay. Well, it'll look good. But I recommend going to see it if you've had a history of playing Minecraft any time in it at all, or if you have someone between the age of like 17 and below.
Yeah,
because we went with the kids and they seem to really enjoy it.
Yeah,
they don't really talk much. It's like they don't give reviews like we do, but we liked it.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good.
And most of my friends that went to see it have also liked it. They're not those first three that sat alone in the theater.
Yeah,
and watched it,
they probably. I wonder if they had like a bigger audience too.
Also, one of them hates Jack Black, and I think that probably just poisoned the experience for them too. But what score would you give it? What number score would you?
7.
So you're 7.
100%
yeah,
7.
That's cool.
7. I wanted to give it an 8, but then it's kind of like in between. So we don't know if we're going to do points, number points, and then in the future. But 7, yeah, it's fun. You get out of it what you put in, and if you have a history of it or know anybody who's really, really into it, they're going to get a lot more out of it. And then your rating again?
Mine was 4. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay there. There's a couple things I wanted to ask you about it since someone who likes it. One of your criticisms of the movie Mickey 17 was you didn't like the way that it delivered its like. So much of the movie was delivered in like this backstory thing. Did you feel like the giant info dump by Steve at the beginning of the movie were you bothered by that or annoyed in any kind of way? Because the whole first of the movie is just like this really rapid fire. Like Steve's like, I'm this. I went here. I found these objects in this mine. I combined them. I went to this, the Minecraft land. I found the villain, and then the villain imprisoned me. And then it's so rapid fire. But
Once Upon a Time.
Do you think that was like? Do you think it was a mistake? Because it goes through that so quick that it didn't get to the real life stuff. Did you have any like? Did you think that could have been handled better in your opinion? Or
so you bring this up, and I honestly kind of forgot.
Yeah,
about that part of the movie.
It's so quick. It's so fast.
It's almost forgettable.
Yeah.
Once the real action hits in the movie, anything that happens before that, like as soon as they go through the portal. Anything that happens before that, you're just like, it's gone. You're mesmerized by the Minecraft world and the stakes that are going on.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was needed.
Right.
I don't.
And I think that's the thing with me, being someone who analyzes film. Like I thought that was really poorly done.
Yeah, it was.
So it starts off Minecraft on a sour note for me, and I think that's kind of what carried through. And then And it's not like it's a totally miserable experience. Like a mediocre movie means that I could see a better movie inside of it. And there were moments that I liked. I liked the garbage man. I like his history. Being this like this guy who's like living in the shadow of his former glory. Being this video game like arcade game prodigy. I
like how he owned it though. Like the garbage man owned it. He's like, I am the garbage man.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's never like, I am the garbage man, and then turns around and is like, I am the garbage man.
Yeah.
No. And he's like, oh man, I'm the best smelling thing in this room.
Yeah. He's always like trying to act, like, make sure that everyone in the room knows he is the manliest man, the best man.
Yeah.
And it's a front because his life is very he doesn't really like where he's at in life. He kind of knows that he's kind of a washed up kind of person, but I think
he owns it.
But he owns it, yeah. And his relationship with the kid is cute. It's fun. It's nice.
It's a little weird.
It's a little weird.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, I mean, I know what they're kind of getting at, but I mean, once
the
again,
kid has like a really bad, weird past too. It's like
Yeah.
really sad, and then you kind of like see the garbage man kind of being like the father figure for a
Mhm.
second, and
Yeah.
like the step apart, but then it changes to friendship.
Yeah, exactly.
because
And then
he's not mature enough.
because they need the sister character to do something, because it's like, well, she's going to step up in the role of the parent,
Which is still
and
weird
then which happens,
Yeah.
especially in situations where
in that situation.
a sibling loses
Yeah.
their parents, and
Mhm.
then but like really outside of her being concerned about his safety, that's her role in the movie, and it's unfortunate.
It's a little forced and a little
Mhm.
awkward, but that's not what we're here for.
Right.
So like, I can kind of turn that stuff off when I watch
Mhm.
certain kind of movies. It's like when
Yeah.
we watch anime, you're like, bro, this anime, and then you'll go into like a whole story of why, like what's happening, and then I'm like, damn, and then I'm like, but that was a cool action scene.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So I think that's probably why I enjoyed it so much. But if I didn't,
because it sold you, the action scenes like really sold it to you, like you just enjoyed that, like the scene where they get the wings, they're flying through the
Oh, God.
canyons, or like all
I
of
never
those
thought
moments you
I would see
yeah.
Jack Black ever riding Jason Momoa. Like, if
and then
anything,
they have to ride the Jason Momoa, and they have to do the 69 in order to go through the tiny hole in the bridge, because there's the trap where the villains, Malgosha's, forces are on the
I didn't
bridge. They
think
set up this
about it.
giant net, and so
As
then
a
they have to.
69.
They're like, oh, well, we blew a little hole in the bridge. We had to get through it, so we have to,
Yeah,
And it's pretty fun. That is one of the
that's iconic.
most unexpected visual images
Yeah.
of the year, probably.
2025, right there. It's just right
Yep.
at top.
Yeah, for sure. I will say one of the things I do want to bring up is the General Chungus character, the first minion that Malgosha sends off to go
Yes.
fight Steve.
Yes.
That's voiced by the director. That
No
is
way.
Jared Hess. Yeah.
No, he was my favorite character too.
Yeah.
Because like I literally quite looked over at my partner
Mhm.
and was like, I really like this character.
Yeah.
And then he's like, so does that mean I'm fired? And
Yeah.
then he gets killed, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, great.
Do you think that it's kind of interesting? One of the things I think is interesting about the Minecraft movie is how quickly and suddenly and kind of ruthlessly people are killed in this movie. The bad guys, the piglins. Like, if one of them dies, they just get like stabbed and turned into pork. I mean, like
She
that.
does.
It's wild.
She does go through the movie just kind of like dead,
Yeah.
dead.
And sometimes it's kind of unexpected. I mean, especially I think the wildest on-screen death had to have been the piglin who was doing the crayon drawing of.
Yeah.
And that was wild because he's just sitting there on her throne room.
no
and he's just,
creativity.
yeah, she's just drawing, and she looks at the thing. And she's like, "Oh, look at this painting! You're so cute!" And then she just stabs him and kills him.
Yeah.
That also kind of took me aback a little bit. I was just surprised, like how much they were willing just to go for that. It's kind of funny.
But we have to remember, they are video game characters. like the pig. Okay, that is
Not in universe. Not in universe. They're not. These are real,
You're
big
right.
creatures that
You're right,
exist.
and they have
through that
sentience.
portal. Yeah, exactly.
They have feelings and
Because this is not a
creativity and
game.
stuff like that.
This is just. So I mean,
It
it's
didn't
just
really wrap up on that either.
No.
Like it didn't tie that.
Yeah. So I think we've kind of explained everything. We go to like a slight, like just a little bit more into what's going on. I don't know if we're going to go like a whole deep dive through the whole movie or anything.
I think we're good as it is.
I think so, but I just want to at least say that just so people know, all the human characters end up through plot contrivances end up finding a portal to Minecraft land in a mine,
we're doing
in
step
an
by step?
actual mine. No, just so
okay.
people know. And so that's the deal. So it's like an actual portal in a mine, and when you travel through it, you end up in the Minecraft land.
Yes.
And the way that you get through it is like with this like crystal, and
Which was flimsy.
yeah, and which in Malgosha, the villain, is after the crystal. So she sends Steve to go get the crystal from the people, in the movie, and that's where the whole plot is. Because if Steve doesn't steal the crystal from all the R4 human characters.
But we think
they'll
that
never get the dog, his dog
his
back.
dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we as the viewers already know that the dog is free, and
Right,
Malgosia doesn't
exactly.
have the dog,
Right.
so it really loses its stakes.
Right. And so, I mean, and that is the plot of the movie. And the plot of the movie, I mean,
But
really, I mean, that's why I just wanted to bring it up because
he changes it.
It'll be a really quick. It's gonna be a really quick plot summary because
Steve figures it out pretty early in the movie.
yeah,
that his dog's fine.
yeah.
That Malgosia was tricking him,
and then-
and so once again, there's really no stakes.
So really, what happened? Yeah, and then so she ends up getting the crystal, and they can't return any of the human characters back to the human world without the crystal because the portal's closed. So that's what happens. So eventually, it's like. The first half is Steve's going to betray everybody, or not really betray. He's pretty open about what's going on.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm going to get this crystal and take it back to the bad girl.
Yeah,
And then
he says
eventually
it.
it's like, okay, well, the dog's fine, so now I'm going to go defeat the bad guy, so then you can return home. And that's that is the movie,
Whoa,
basically. And then
that
all
brought up-
the stuff that happens in
That
it.
brought up one thing that I did want to bring up is
Mhm.
that Steve's armor. I don't know. I wonder if a fan made that or something.
Oh, Steve's armor? Yeah, at the end of the movie.
At the end of
It
the
looks
movie,
a little dumpy.
It was
but
supposed to be like a super iconic, like awesome scene and stuff like that. But the armor, and I don't want to diss anybody if it was like homemade.
yeah. If it was done like
wish-
by a fan of the,
that would be really cool.
Yeah.
If it was,
Yeah.
that's really exciting. We need that backstory though, because if I was expecting something like, Stormlight series, Shard Plate or something like that coming up into the scene, but it wasn't. It was just like cardboard box on head.
Well, here's the problem. I mean, if they want to be lore accurate and everything in the universe is a square thing,
yeah,
then it has to. You're putting a square
on a round head.
on a round head and a round body.
Yeah.
So that disconnect's just going to happen. It's
Yeah.
there's no, and maybe that's what that was the problem. Maybe they just looked at it and they're like, "There's no way to make this look good, so we're not going to try." They're just like, "We're just going to make it look funny."
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that Steve was in creative mode
Oh, just in general. I mean,
in the movie?
well, here's the thing with that. He's not flying around, but the thing but it might explain why he.
So you don't have to fly in creative mode. You could walk, and if you're wanting to cover up that you can't die.
Yeah.
And
that might explain why he's able just to like throw, because so basically the main difference mechanically from like the game Minecraft and the movie is that you can take the little objects, you just throw them.
Ender pearls?
All of the stuff. Like they have like those little
Oh.
squares and they can just throw them, which I mean they had to visually represent
You
because
can do
there's
that in the games. You spit them out through your mouth. Or at least back in the day, you would spit them out through your mouth.
But anyways, I mean, I don't remember that.
And you could throw ender pearls in the game too.
Well, ender pearls, yeah, but I'm talking about just like bricks and sand and all that stuff.
Oh, you're saying like in the game,
in the movie, yeah,
it.
they have like little
In the
things.
movie,
They're just like
yeah,
throwing
just
them
like
to
boom, boom, boom,
yeah,
boom.
you know what I mean.
But
And you can
that's
see the little cubes, like which they need a visual indication of that because
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
comes into existence in the game. But
also,
But it is-
what if
yeah.
that's like the perspective? Like in your perspective, like if you could look through Steve's eyes, you see that menu.
yeah,
But if you're in like the game, you don't see
Yeah.
that menu.
I don't know if it was
Like, because if you're looking at a person, right, in the game, you don't see but them holding a block, and then all of a sudden it appearing where it's placed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think so. I think if Steve was in creative mode, I don't think there'd be a conflict.
But that's the funny thing is like
Yeah.
some of the stuff that he does and some of the things that he has
Yeah.
can only be gotten if you've beaten the game or cheated.
Yeah. Right.
Like has
I
Steve
mean-
been playing the game for that long?
Right. Well, it's not. Well, it was just or living his life in this case. So
I
So-
don't know.
yeah.
I want to say that just because it would be funnier, he was in creative mode.
that would
Because
be funny. Do you
he's
think
just-
they're gonna make some kind of weird joke about that? Well, I don't know. We don't really know the mechanics, right? Because the thing about it is that all four of the characters, when they come through the portal, they're just interacting with the world like normal,
Yeah.
So I think it has its own in-universe set of rules because it is real life.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I guess when they do
This is an
Minecraft 2,
interesting question.
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm so happy for Minecraft 2. I'm so excited. I did want to see the Ender Dragon.
Mhm.
I wanted to see the Ender Dragon.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna save that for 2.
We're gonna put that. I
So.
hope he looks
Yeah.
cool too, and
Yeah.
I hope they give him the like Minecraft movie treatment where he's like smooth and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe it'll be like like the second Wreck-It Ralph, where
Yeah.
everything's glitching.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
It'll be interesting. So,
So
yep. I think that's pretty good. I think it's good just kind of end it with a conversation like that.
Yeah.
I don't think going through a huge plot breakdown is
It's
really needed
so
here.
fun.
So I think we'll
Minecraft.
end it there. So
Minecraft's so fun.
yeah,
So fun.
I don't know. I
I'm
mean,
so sorry you didn't have a
no,
great experience.
it's okay. It's okay. I mean, we'll see. I mean, if you end up taking me to the second one, we'll see if it can up. Because once again, I didn't really love Sonic 2
It's true.
very much at all, but Sonic 3 I did like.
Absolutely,
So it could be that situation. It could just up the stakes. You know,
We'll see.
So
I
we'll
hope
see.
so. We'll see
Yeah.
what the future holds.
Yep.
So,
we'll see.
alrighty, guys. That was our Minecraft review. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you on the clip side.
Take it easy, everybody.